Hey YouTube, I thought I'd make a little video, share some thoughts about this iPhone 13, my very first iPhone. I have been an Android user for a long time. In fact, I go back, just to give you an idea how old I am, let's put that there. I go back to the old bag phones, the big giant, some of you watching this video will be like, what? Yeah, Google search it, some of the first portable phones. I go back to the original cellular one days, where a phone was just a 10-key phone. I go back to the Motorola Razor flip phone. I go back to the LG phone that you could flip up or slide up, and it had the full keyboard in it. And we thought, wow, we got a keyboard on our phone. And to every phone in between, been an avid Android user for a long time. And a few months ago, I got into the gym and was researching earpods, and tried just about every kind, Beats, Amazon's Echo Buds, Sony's, you name it, I tried it. But quite honestly, personally, of all the earbuds you can buy, I found that the AirPods from Apple, just sound-wise, were, to me, the best quality sounding earpods that I could find. And so I ended up buying a pair, and as you know, the AirPods are very limited as to their functionality on an Android. So I thought, I just wonder, I've always heard that Apple accessories and how they work with iPhones, just a lot of people bragging about functionality and performance. So I initially went out and bought a used iPhone 11, and a lot of truth to the functionality of what the AirPods were able to do with an iPhone versus what they were able to do on an Android. So I decided to bite the bullet and bought an iPhone 13. And so I thought I'd give you my thoughts on, after having this now, after owning an iPhone for a few weeks and using Safari, using Safari and Apple Maps and the Apple Store, the Apple Apps Store, Gmail, and just a number of different applications. How I feel about Apple versus Android. So let me share some thoughts with you. Overall, I like it. Number one, if you're a Android user, the good news is a lot of the functionality of Android can be brought over to the iPhone. For example, Google Maps, Google Search, Chrome, Gmail, a number of the Google applications can be brought over to Android, which to Apple, to the iPhone. And that helps a lot, because if you're trying to get accustomed to the iOS from Android, it's a learning curve. I'm not going to lie. But if you watch YouTube videos, there are, obviously most of you know by now, a ton of YouTube videos on how to, okay? But it is a learning curve. Google, sorry, I'm gonna keep doing this in this video because I've been doing it for so long on Android. So, Apple Maps. I'm just gonna say the jury's still out on that one, okay? I'm gonna hope that my response about it, and I'll probably post a follow-up video sometime from now because I've only been using it a short time. It's different, okay? It's just different. I'm not going to say better or worse. I think I'm just used to Google Maps, but honestly, there was a lot of times in using Google Maps, I'm like, where is this app taking me? What route is this? What is it doing? So I think I need to use the Apple Maps a while longer and see what it does as far as routing you, as compared to Google Maps, for example. Using Google to search versus Safari and the search option in the iPhone. Again, different. I had to get used to how to use it. And I think a lot of this, if you're considering iPhone over Android, if you're your first time, and which one do I go with, or you've been with Android and you're considering coming over to Apple, to iPhone, I think the best thing I can say to you is it's just an adjustment. It's a change. It works different, but once you get used to using it and how to use it, I think you'll like it. To say that you're going to like it better than, again, there are features about the iPhone that, especially one of the big things that Apple's known for is the camera. Like, for example, I'm recording this on my Android. I've not recorded video, and they have that cinematic feature in the Apple, in the iPhone, which is one of their claims to fame, is what their cameras can do compared to Android. So I haven't really spent a lot of time with that yet. My main thing is using it for the day-to-day, and for me, a lot of it was Google searches. It was using Facebook and some of your common day-to-day apps, and I don't think you're going to find a lot of differences when you do that, but there are a number of features that make it far easier. Just turning on the phone, a simple swipe up, and there's your apps. I don't have to, if the face recognition is a huge feature. They can just look at me, it knows who I am, and it opens the phone up. I don't have to do a pattern or a thumbprint, or it just knows my face. The face recognition, big deal. Big deal from opening the phone up. Now you may go, I'm using the thumbprint on the Android, but the thumbprint was a big deal to me. The App Store is a lot easier to use. Photos, as far as finding your photos, seems to work just as well. Settings, I love their settings. Their settings and getting in there and finding what you need as compared to Android, I think it's a lot easier. And it's a lot more explanatory. I am going to prop one thing big time. I've had a few issues come up with this phone. No problems, just issues. I got to tell you, customer support in buying an iPhone is unmatched in Android. Absolute. From the minute I bought this phone, the Apple support and communication by email or text, your phone's on the way. Is everything working okay? What do you need? Can we help you? And you call the phone number for Apple, and immediately get a rep on the phone or chat, whichever you'd rather do. And I got to tell you, the customer support for Apple is just blown me away. I can't say enough more positive about that. It's just blown me away. The customer support for whatever you need, whether you're purchasing something online, you need help with the phone and how to navigate it or operate it, or any problem you have, it just incredible customer support as far as Apple's concerned. I've walked into the AT&T stores, and because they rep so many different brands of phone, the fact that Apple makes Apple phones and that's it, they don't rep any other brand. Very, very surprised by that. Very surprised by the support and the help that I've gotten with that. The lightning cable on the bottom, going from Android to Apple and having to buy the chargers and X number of cables for the car or for home or for work or for wherever. The good thing about the Apples is if you have one of those charging stations that you just lay the phone on top of, phone at work's ringing, bear with me, then it's kind of universal if that's what you're using. But if you do have to have the lightning cable, but if you want to wait till September, October, the new iPhone 15 is going to have USB-C. So if you're considering an iPhone and one of your hangups is charging, the new 15 is going to have the USB-C. I went with this, not a big deal, cables, and again, I have that station you can just lay the phone on, and then there's the whole MagSafe they came out with that, you can put things on the back of the phone that magnetically connect to it, including the charger or in your car. Just a lot of great features there. There's some additional apps that this has that I'm sure you can get them on Android, but they're already built into the iPhone. Just, again, very surprised. Now, negatives. One big negative. I'm not sure what word to use here. I tried this last night, which is what prompted me to post the video. I'm kind of a cheap guy. I don't have Wi-Fi at home. I rely on my cellular phone for a hotspot, anything I need, because I didn't want to spend the money for Wi-Fi at home. On my Android, all I have to do is hit screen mirror on my Roku TV. It's connected. I can watch movies, whatever, from my phone to my TV at home. This little gem was a bit of a pain in the butt. I basically have to turn on my Wi-Fi hotspot, connect my TV to my Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone, and then screen mirroring will work. So you're using your hotspot and data to make it work. Now, most people have Wi-Fi and internet at home, so it's not a big deal. But if you're like me and you're a little cheap, trying to save some money in this economy, that phone's not quite as easy to connect when I say not as easy, once I figured it out, again, like the rest of it, it worked, you know. But again, YouTube videos, how to look it up, showed me some things. Pretty much anything you need to do is, you know, you can look up a YouTube video and there's going to be something out there on how to use it. So, you know, the bottom line is, after all these years, and I'm talking about a lot of years of using an Android and switching over to an iPhone, and some of the options that are available. One last thing. They have what's called AirTabs, I think it is, that literally you can put in a keychain holder and put it on your keychain or throw it in a bag or whatever. And the Find My, you can search for it, it'll start beeping. And if you're like me and you lose your keys all the time, you go to your phone, hit Find Me, and look, folks, I'm getting old, okay? I lay stuff down. Where did I put it? That AirTag, I think that's what it's called, is AirTags, is a game changer. It really is. You can throw it in a bag with your laptop, whatever. If you're somebody like me that loses stuff, this AirTag thing is a game changer. So there are just features and accessories, I guess you'd say, for iPhones that even my AirPods, if I misplaced them, I can go Find Me and it'll find my, you know. So if you're an Android user and you're considering the iPhone, I would suggest one of two things. I think the best thing to do is to go to a local store that sells used phones and buy a used iPhone. Don't buy a new one. Don't spend all that money, because if for some reason you buy it and you don't like it, the resale value on iPhones is great. You can buy it, use it, try it, which is what I did. And if you don't like it, you resell it. Not a big deal. Don't buy it through Facebook. There's so many scammers out there. And go to a store, a reputable store that's selling used phones that'll back it up. If anything's wrong with it, they'll take it back. And buy a used one. Try it. You like it, then invest the money into a new one. Because I can't sit here and tell you that if you buy the phone just because of this video, can I sit here and tell you that you're going to like an iPhone over an Android? Everybody's different. The best thing I could suggest is buy a used one and try it out. I will tell you there's two things on an iPhone, a used iPhone, to look for. Most importantly, in your settings, there should be no warnings in here, and there will be a warning if parts were used that were not authentic Apple OEM replacements. That's number one. Number two, under battery, look up battery, and there's a place that says battery health and charging. Click on that. If they say less than 80%, quite honestly, it should be quite a bit over 80%, but they say that anything over 80% is still a good battery and it'll last a while. My suggestion would be that you find a used phone that the battery life is somewhere around 90%, at least 85%, but preferably somewhere in and around 90%. So those are two things. You want to make sure that in the settings tab, that there's not a warning about, and there will be a warning if non-iPhone parts, authentic iPhone parts or technicians were used, and the battery life. Two big things buying a used phone. And short of that, that's probably the best thing I could suggest, is to buy a used one and try it out. Have fun with it. Put your SIM card in over to the other one. Use it. You can always move it back to your other phone. Like I said, you can always resell it. So yeah, after a lot of years of using an iPhone, see, there I go again. After using an Android, I'm having fun with the iPhone. I'm having fun with what it does, but it's a learning curve. And I think once you get used to it, like a lot of videos have suggested, I think you'll like it. On the other hand, if you're a PC person, you're just used to everything Google and PC, you might not. So again, if you're even thinking about going from Android to Apple, buy a used one, try it out. You don't like it, sell it. You like it? I bought the 13 because I wanted to save a little money. The new 15's coming out with the C port in it, but it's going to be about $800 as opposed to $600. So I don't mind the cables. Probably spend that much money between chargers but you can either wait for the brand new one, or I'm sure this is probably going to drop in price because of the new 15 coming out. And of course, whether you go with the Pro versus the camera, the Pro versus the basic, which is what I got. So I hope the video helps you. I've got other videos of other things I've reviewed. Hit subscribe, hit the like button. I appreciate you watching. Thanks, YouTube. Y'all have a great day.